At approximately 7:42 p.m. yesterday evening, there were calls to the police service in relation to multiple stabbings which took place on board a train service that departed Doncaster at 6:25 p.m. and was en route to London King's Cross Station. Armed police officers from Cambridgeshire Police boarded the train and arrested 2 people. I can tell you that these are the first male, a 32-year-old male, a black British national, and a 35-year-old man, a British national of Caribbean descent.
A friend texts from abroad this morning. He tweets 41 minutes ago, "What has happened to your country?" 3 words, he says. Mass uncontrolled immigration. That's what's happened. I mean, for goodness sake, this is absurd. We've just heard from the police that the 2 suspects are British nationals. They're both born in the United Kingdom. That's not immigration, that's people who are here.
British national.
British national.
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum.
Oh dear, looks like those Welsh choirboys are on a deadly rampage again.
We tried asking people here what it means to be British. What does being British mean to you?
I don't understand English.
Salam alaikum.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and try and convince anybody that Anthony Williams here, the prime suspect in the latest marauding knife attacks in the UK, I'm not going to try and convince anybody that he's not, in fact, British, you know, despite the fact that almost certainly none of his maternal or paternal grandparents were born in the British Isles. If he was born here, he may as well have been spawned in a bog in the frickin' Peak District. Okay, that's the way the West thinks about things now. Technically, you know, if you go to Korea, Japan, China, they don't see things that way. Ask white people in Zimbabwe or South Africa what the true Africans think about them, despite them having been there for several centuries. I understand that people in the UK must see things not as they are.
I'm an immigrant. I was born in India.
I get it, all right? In order to survive the joys that diversity has brought us over the last few decades, it's not helpful to overthink these things, okay? We need to simplify. Joanna Lumley is Indian. Axel Rudakavana is a Welsh choir boy. It's a coping mechanism, I understand it. Okay, I'm not going to get into all of that. However, I do think some people are in real danger of throwing their backs out with all of the mental gymnastics they're doing when they pretend that they can't understand how people jump to the conclusion that it must be somebody of a certain collective that has carried out another marauding knife attack.
For goodness sake, this is absurd.
This is absurd. Oh, careful. You might break a nail on that pearl necklace you're clutching there, sweetheart. It wasn't them this time. The unfortunate reality is, though, that our new neighbours have been responsible for quite a number of high-profile cutlery faux pas in just this last week alone. But please, for the love of all that is holy, I implore you, do not believe your eyes. I'm sure the incidents listed there are just some cherry-picked, isolated missteps of etiquette. Please give these people time and space to adapt to our stuffy old protocols and traditions.
And take a blend of Somalians, Sri Lankans, Nigerians and Pakistanis and turn up the heat. Sprinkle some fresh Indians. Malaysians, Bosnians, Iraqis and Bangladeshis, together with some Palestinians, then add to the melting pot. Leave the ingredients to simmer. As they mix and blend, allow their languages to flourish, binding them together with English. Allow time to be cool.
Needs more pepper spray. Look, all right, we can argue about the who and the why, but what we can all agree on, surely, is that people are feeling less safe because violent crime is on the increase. Right? Oh, well, there's some good news. Britain is not in the grip of mass violence. It's just the far right that are trying to whip up fear and panic with lies. Ah, well, that's a relief.
Britain is not in the grip of mass violence. The Cambridgeshire train stabbings were horrific and incredibly rare. Your odds of being attacked by a stranger are much lower than they were. Here's the facts.
OwenJones.news. I don't think so. I think we all know what's going on OwenJones.news.
Indiscriminate bombing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure I trust your sources, Owen.
No, 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 he does not want to depress you. Oh, no, 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 he only wants to impress you. Bangalian platform, he only wants to embrace your culture and to be your friend forever. Bengali, Bengali.
Oh, wow. Fascinating reading. You know, it's funny, in my last video, we looked at how James O'Brien claimed that, I don't know, people like me, I guess, rubbing their hands in delight. The rubbing their thighs. The rubbing their thighs with delight.
To respond to hideous crimes by rubbing your hands in glee, rubbing your thighs in delight at the opportunity it provides you with to attack human beings who have nothing whatsoever to do, have no more to do with the crime that's being committed than you do.
But alas, James, it would appear that, as so often is the case with people of your ilk, the shoe is very much on the other foot. You lot are positively jumping for joy at the chance to tell us how it was a British man from Britain who did it. Of course it was. We're in Britain after all, wouldn't you? What on earth would possess you to even imagine it could be anything other than a British man?
The two suspects are British nationals. They're both born in the United Kingdom. That's not immigration, that's people who are here. And these people basically just hoping for even tragedies to fit their narrative.
You people are sick. You're so sick that you invented an entire Netflix series in order to live out your wet dream.
No, I don't know what that is. What is it?
It's the involuntary celibate stuff. It's the Andrew Tate shite.
They can argue statistics saying that it's gone down, but the truth of the matter is, the reality is it doesn't feel that way. It feels even worse. Over the last 2 years, I've been in multiple cities in Europe and in Asia, and you know what? London is the place I feel the most unsafe right now.
I wonder whether that's just a false sense. I wonder whether because you're in a different place, you're on holiday or whatever, or it's all nice and you're having a nice time, that you don't feel that way about it. But if you go to the same place all the time and it's where you are, then maybe you see more of these things more often.
The gaslighting is absolutely incredible. I mean, no amount of statistics or lived experience, which these people are supposed to be all about, you know, the anecdotal evidence, no amount of anything will convince them. They'll just tell you that what you're seeing is wrong or your sources are unreliable, even if they're government stats. It doesn't matter what you say. You could do a double-blind laboratory experiment. We're in the middle of one. Our countries are the laboratories. The thing is, the people who run the lab never asked the guinea pigs and rats and adorable beagles how they're feeling about, having shampoo poured in their eyes or whatever it is they do to them.
Well, the truth of the matter is it's having a general feeling of safety.
Well, that's That's what I'm getting at, because the general feeling of safety can mean lots of different things to lots of different people. And it's hard to argue with you, Izzy, because there you are saying, I don't feel safe. Can't sit here and go, no, you should feel safe, because the stats say that it's rather better here than it is there or anywhere else. If you don't feel like that, you don't feel like that. I understand.
If this was just a relationship between two people living together, it would be abusive. The fact that we're living with mainstream media and government and supposedly reliable sources that tell us when we say we're feeling scared and everything's getting tangibly shitter in Western countries, in Western Europe, we're told that, well, if you feel that way, we can't really do anything about it. If you're a bit crazy, you're a bit paranoid in your old age. So when you provide stats and go, well, clearly, all of the cutlery incidents, all of the sexy activity, surely, you can see that it's getting worse. They tell you, no, it's not getting worse. You're just feeling a bit unsafe for some reason. That's a you problem. And then you identify the source of all of these stats and you go, well, look at those arrest rates. Look at those sexy behaviour traits. And they say, no, that's just right-wing propaganda. The government released these stats. I'm pretty sure it was the Nazis, the Nazi government. They did it. It's you can't win. You can't win. You're told that you are there rubbing your thighs and salivating over the possibility of a particular person of a particular description doing a particular crime. When it's them. They're the ones waiting to say, a Britishman did it. There, you see, bigot. I told you. You need to be watching out for all those Britons. There's no solution to it. We're living in alternate realities.
Last few days, a lot of you are quite convinced, and there are a lot of social media posts trying to convince you that you are really unsafe. You're not.
Oh, okay, then if you say so.
You're incredibly safe. This is a safe country. By all metrics, it is extremely safe to live in the UK, to exist, to walk out.
By all metrics. What metrics are they using? Because it seems like the ones I'm using aren't good enough. That crime, violent crime and sexy crime is going up. It's through the roof. They don't seem to want to listen to that. I don't know what they're doing, if they're focusing on insurance fraud or maybe the metrics they're comparing the UK to are like the metrics in Sudan or Yemen, in which case, yes, relatively speaking, the UK is quite safe.
Crime rates are going down. They just are.
They're not, though, are they?
Obviously, we are protected by where we are from the very worst vagaries of climate extreme, things like hurricanes, tidal waves, earthquakes. We don't really get much in the way of those.
Oh, God have mercy on us all. The internet has really broken us, hasn't it? Too many people have got too much information and they just don't know how to handle it, Listen to this woman speak. Crime rates are going down. What do you mean crime rates are going down? Maybe per capita they have gone down slightly. But, just because our population's increasing massively and the actual raw numbers of rapes and stabbings are going through the roof, but per capita it's not actually changing that much, doesn't make us... That's not very comforting, okay? It's also not very comforting to most of us sane people to tell us there's no tidal waves this morning. No hurricanes last time I checked. You fucking idiot. God damn.
So we're quite well protected from that. Like I said, crime rate's going down, believe it or not. Despite what you'd think, knife crime is going down too.
No one died.
Well, it isn't, is it? Stop lying. There are the numbers for knife crime. There's the total violent crimes. It's going through the roof. It's higher than ever. The only thing I can think of really is that they're using a very strict per capita reading of the data, which for once would be incredible if for once people understood per capita. Do you not understand that just because the population goes up and the raw numbers of crime go up, that because per capita it hasn't gone up, that isn't comforting in any way. Do you understand, if you live in a city where there was very little crime, and in the same physical space, a load of public buildings get occupied by military-age young men who don't speak the language, and the population of the city goes up, and now there are crimes where there were no crimes before. There's more intimidation and robbery and just a sense of danger that was never there before. But per capita it's fine because there's 20,000 new people in this city and there's only been 100 new crimes. What's your problem? Per capita? Don't you understand? The rates are down. Oh yeah, but I'd never seen anyone being stabbed to death before. It's fine, it's inevitable. Don't you understand? For once they understand per capita. It's incredible. When it's working in their favour, they suddenly understand it.
So, and knife crime is not, I would like to remind you, this widespread problem everywhere. It is largely confined, like murder and all the rest of it, is confined to people who know each other.
Okay, well that's bollocks. Look, I've gone down a bit of a rabbit hole here and see the spreadsheet. I've been looking at the stats, the government stats for violent crime over the last 45 years. And it turns out that the one thing that they can possibly cling to is that the rate of violent crime per 100,000 people has gone down from around 2.9, I think, in 1981 to around 1.4 in 2025, which sounds great on paper, doesn't it? You know, out of 100,000 people, you're half as likely to get mugged, hacked to death, or violently essayed. But the raw data, the number of incidents has gone up from around 9,000 in 1981 to 31,000 in 2025. Now, yes, I've thought a lot about this. The adult population has increased massively. The overall population in the UK in that time has gone up by about 12 million, which is a lot. But it's gone up substantially more in terms of adults. Life expectancy's gone up. Birth rate has plummeted. Yet our population has increased by 12 million people. A lot of the people who were alive in 1981 as children, because all of this data is for over 16-year-olds, are now adults, childless adults. There's been millions of people who've come into our country as immigrants, legally or illegally. So basically what it means is now is in the same physical space that we occupied in 1981, however you want to read it, and we're living closer together, in closer proximity, we're more urbanised, we're living more and more in cities. Basically, the lived experience of a person now is they go out onto the street and they are 3 times more likely to see somebody getting battered. They're 3 times more likely, in their minds, to be a victim of some random attack, because she claims that it's not stranger violence at all, whereas you can see here in the data I've collected, more than 50% of violent crime is what's known as stranger violence. It's where the perpetrator and the victim don't know each other, which is why people feel like if they go and walk their dog or they get on a train, that could be the last thing they ever do. Because we're seeing it, it's in the stats, and people feel it. But no. For once, this narrow reading, the lack of nuance, happens to be per capita. Well, whatever. Nothing I say is going to change anything, I don't think. So, believe what you want, I guess.
So it's not people going out and just stabbing random strangers, despite what the events of the weekend would make you think.
No one died.
It's largely people having arguments between yourself. And yes, random strangers do get hurt and murdered. I'm very sorry. That happens all over the globe. It's not something that we can really get rid of ever. It has always happened and it always will happen.
Someone died.
But I need you to understand it is extremely rare.
There's just no point, is there? The same people who will have you believe a tidal wave is going to force everyone to leave Africa or something. The same people who believe that, I don't know, it's puny white kids like the one on Adolescents who are stabbing everyone up. But no one's getting stabbed up. Are the same people telling you everything's fine. No one died. Everyone's dying, all right? Look, I've had enough of this. If you've enjoyed this video at any point, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Follow me on X and on Instagram to know when I bring out a new video, and join my Patreon if you want to help out with the channel and get some access to some exclusive videos that I've got up on there. More coming soon, I promise. What else have I got to say? Nothing. I'll leave you with the outro. See you in the next one.
Touching parts of time that blind you. Don't blame me, don't hate me, just because I'm the one to tell you.